Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl who looked very nice in a red riding hood. The girl lived with her mother near a forest. Her grandma made a riding hood from red velvet that suited the cute girl's white skin and gave it to her for her birthday present.
Thank you, Grandma.
Oh, how grand you look, said the excited hen and duck in the garden. Everybody praised the girl, and so she wore the Red Riding Hood every day. And everyone started to call the little girl Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother called her and said, "In this basket is some wonderful wine, cheese, and a raspberry pie. Please take this to Grandma, who is sick in bed."
Oh, it looks wonderful. Grandma will be out of bed as soon as she eats this.
Mind you, no loitering around.
Yes, Mother.
Grandma's house was on the other side of the big forest. Little Red Riding Hood walked down the single road and met a wolf.
Hello? Your Red Riding Hood looks wonderful. Where are you going, little girl?
Little Red Riding Hood was too young to understand that the wolf was a fearful animal.
I'm off to visit my grandma, who lives on the other side of the forest and is sick in bed.
Oh, then if you go a little down the road, there's a field of flowers. You can pick many flowers to take to your grandma. Little Red Riding Hood had forgotten all about her promise to her mother about not loitering. So she went to the field of flowers and began gathering as many flowers as she could.
I'll take all these flowers to Grandma.
While Little Red Riding Hood was picking the flowers to take to Grandma, the wolf was busy with his plot.
Hey, I'll leave that delicious-looking Little Red Riding Hood for later and go to Grandma's house first to eat the old lady.
The bad hungry wolf is going to eat both Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma. The wolf took a shortcut and came to Grandma's house. He knocked on the door and spoke in a purring voice.
Grandma, it's Little Red Riding Hood. I've come to see how you are. Oh, it's Little Red Riding Hood. I'd hoped you'd come. Come in, come in.
Grandma was fooled and let the wolf into her home. The wolf came into the room and immediately attacked Grandma and gobbled her up. Well, that was good. Now, all I have to do is eat Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf put on Grandma's nightdress and her nightcap and slipped into the bed. Just then, Little Red Riding Hood came singing a song and knocked on Grandma's door, not knowing what awaited her.
Grandma, Grandma, hello. It's Little Red Riding Hood. I've brought you wine and cheese and a pie.
Once Little Red Riding Hood was in the room, she noticed that there was something different about Grandma today. This was because her ears were so large.
Grandma, how big your ears are today,
she said to the wolf.
The better to hear you with, my dear. Grandma, your eyes glare and are frightful.
The wolf answered,
The better to see you with, my dear. Grandma, your mouth is so large, it opens to your ears. The better to eat you, my dear.
The wolf gobbled up Little Red Riding Hood in one swallow. As I thought, delicious. I'm full now. The wolf was very happy with his stomach full and fell asleep snoring on the bed. The sound of his snoring could be heard throughout the forest. This is strange. That snoring is too loud to be Grandma's. I'll go see what's going on. A hunter who was hunting nearby came to Grandma's house. And what did he find? The wolf, with his mouth wide open and tongue hanging out, was sleeping on the bed. The bad wolf! He's eaten Grandma and is now snoring on her bed. Who does he think he is, anyway? The hunter was very angry and aimed at the wolf with his rifle to shoot him. But just then, the wolf's stomach moved. Grandma's still alive in the wolf's stomach. That must be Grandma. The hunter took a knife from his belt and slit the wolf's stomach.
Oh, I couldn't breathe. Saved at last.
First, Little Red Riding Hood came hopping out and took a deep breath.
I was so afraid.
Next, Grandma came rolling out. Grandma, are you all right? She's still breathing.
Grandma, Grandma, don't die.
Grandma had only fainted from shock. With a little of the very fine wine, she opened her eyes.
Oh, Little Red Riding Hood. Grandma, you're saved.
Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma held each other tight. We've got to teach the bad wolf a lesson, said the hunter.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to stuff the wolf's stomach with stones and sew him up again," said the hunter. After filling the wolf's stomach with many, many stones, Little Red Riding Hood sewed him up. When the wolf, who knew nothing about this, awoke, he said, "That was a good sleep, but my stomach is so full, and it's so heavy. Whatever is going on?" He tried to walk, but couldn't. "So, Wolf, no more bad plots for a while." The hunter aimed at the wolf, and the wolf went running off, dragging his heavy stomach. They all had a party of the cheese and raspberry pie to celebrate their victory over the wolf. And Grandma said,
"What wonderful wine! And the cheese and pie are so delicious."
Little Red Riding Hood told Grandma about her loitering and being fooled by the wolf honestly.
"Dear Little Red Riding Hood, you must do as your mother says, or else awful things may happen."
Little Red Riding Hood answered,
"Yes, Grandma, I'll be careful from now on."
Grandma said,
"You are honest and a good girl."
After leaving Grandma's house, Little Red Riding Hood went straight home without loitering. Mother was at the gate waiting for Little Red Riding Hood, worried because she was late.
"Mother, I'm home."
Little Red Riding Hood suddenly began to cry.
"Mother, I'm sorry I'm late."
Little Red Riding Hood clung to her mother.
"I'll never, never loiter again."
Mother did not scold Little Red Riding Hood. The end.